better each time. You're really,
It's growing on you.
and you're like,
Oh,
into it.
myself?
Yeah. I think, pretty soon you're ready to give away a Toyota Corolla.
Be a Prius.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. It would be over.
Oh.
Yeah. I was listening to this book about mixed signals, economic mixed signals, and they talk a lot about the Prius in there as a company that does signals real well. Oh, we've got our buddy Blazer on Twitch here hanging out with us. Welcome, Blazer. Blazer.
Pull up my translate box again.
Blazer.
That says hello.
Yeah, he's hitting us up with some kanji, but we know that Blazer is
nice kanji for hello. Hello. Hi. How are you?
Uninspired. Good to see ya. Everything is going great, man. Thanks for being here.
TGIF. Should I grab some treats?
Yeah, get them get these dogs some treats. Let them alone. Our camera's a little bit closer. I moved things around, got stuff ready for 420. You can kind of see all the, the weed stuff just a little bit more clearly here. Nice pop up.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, so we've got our weed here. We got our volcano, everything closer. I haven't used my mini nail yet. I have it here. I've turned it on. I haven't decided whether I'm going to use it. If I'm going to do it, it's going to be early today, so I can turn it off. I have a fear that I'm going to burn myself if I don't. I've not been around it in so long. 13 back with his We Need More Edible reviews. 13, you are really, really inspiring me. Every day you're out here. Get him back. And my producer over here she's like, you need to get to it, man. I don't know why you are being such a lazy bones about this. And
the people demand it.
She is right. So yeah, tonight, we're gonna hang out, do some fun stuff. We've got plenty of people here in chat. I need to start with the weed. You know what? I need to test that this mini nail works.
Go ahead and test it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And I'm just gonna give this.
So you got it set to 498.
Hot. I can't remember what.
A little bit hotter than the volcano.
But it needs to flash fry it.
Yeah, different process.
We are.
So the hot is happening right here, so no touching.
We are sublimating it, right?
That sounds right. Turning it into gas.
A solid into gas directly, a sublimation?
Sure.
That sounds right. Sublimation sounds right. It's one of those more esoteric transformations. This ain't no evaporation. It's hard to open. Who?
Do you need a help?
Please. She also opens all of my pickle jars.
Usually it's actually the reverse.
She's being modest.
This is cherry apple cobbler, which is a nice way to. You know what? Is there a trick to this? I thought I would be able to open it and it.
See, now I don't feel so bad.
I could get like a grippy.
Oh, I just noticed on your chat the YouTube isn't coming through.
The YouTube isn't coming through. No, it is. I reloaded it.
Ah, cool. Okay. Yeah, no, there is no real trick other than why would you ever make a square lid to anything? Because, it's very hard to, unless I am going crazy and it's just pop off. But I distinctly remember this poor design.
It's not the sticker that's keeping you. Sneeps.
Producer,
Yo, how's it
do you
going?
mind if I pass this back to you? for just a moment. Well, let's see. What are we doing wrong here?
I can go get the pliers.
That seems like overkill. I can't imagine that we're the only ones who have.
Casual. You're. What?
Maybe
What's
it
the
does say
rate?
on here somewhere.
I did not see a direction. Maybe I'll read again.
Wait, this is a
It
rough
just
start.
says heat at low temp.
I know.
Lots of warning.
Where's our dab? Oh, here it is. Let's just try prying it off like this, and without hurting myself too badly.
Oh boy.
It is a little sharp, isn't it? Oh, ooh, that seemed like progress, right?
Oh, you got yeah. That's some wiggle room.
Yeah. That looks right.
So you are prying it off.
Simple machines.
Sorry, guys. Blazer, you're with us on both Twitch and YouTube.
I give up. I'm gonna cut my thumb open before it happens.
Don't cut your thumb open.
Casual. What the fuck?
Shoot.
All right. Well, we've got other things we can do here. Are we gonna give up on it, or should we give it?
I could maybe try.
Try this end of the as a scooper without any sharps.
Because you
Like this is should not be.
is it pop off?
That's what I was wondering, but certainly doesn't.
It's not like it's just popping right off. People are asking what is going on.
We are trying to open a lid. Oh, don't break the screen of your computer.
That would be definitely not worth it. Oh boy.
We are trying desperately to get this off. A lid. A
Does
square
it
lid
have to be opened?
that I think is supposed to be twist offable. Why anybody would think that something with corners is an easy thing to twist instead of a circle. A thing we've been doing for like 150 years. But Casual decided they wanted to reinvent the wheel. And like everybody who decides they want to reinvent the wheel, it seems to be a really great process. All right, I'm going to give it one more try.
Something is very wrong. Yeah, I can see the twist.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a twist, but the
Well,
twist is.
There's two. So maybe
Oh my god!
if you try the other one.
I have
and
not.
Maybe that one's just easier.
Fingers
and then
crossed.
Something's just wrong with that one.
All right, we're gonna get rid of our little stickers. Stickers are removed. What in the hell? Oh my god! I got it. I got one of them.
Did it pop off or did it twisted, right?
I don't want to say because it might be very embarrassing. Let me just try do.
Hey, press down. That's my only guess. That's what you did. You pressed down.
I'm not bright.
And that's oh boy. Wow. Yeah, that's the childproofing. But they didn't like put any directions.
So this one, well, let's put the other one back up. We know that this one is cherry something.
Cobbler?
Cherry Cobbler. Cobbler. It's a movie with Adam Sandler. What is a cobbler, everybody? Some weirdo outside not happy with our cobbler question. Cobblers are shoemakers. There's a Adam Sandler movie that you've never seen called The Cobbler, where he makes shoes. Directed by the guy who made Spotlight, the child.
The Washington Post thing?
Yes. And I believe directed the pilot to Game of Thrones. Thomas McCarthy, right? Anyways, why are we talking about that? We've got a dab here. That's what we've been waiting for since we started this.
McCarthy.
Started this godforsaken stream. Here we go. I'm so sorry. I'm a dumbass. And obviously
Oh,
things,
he directed and wrote The Station Agent.
yes,
Which,
and The Visitor.
oh, right. Okay. And
I
Win-Win with Mr. Giamatti.
I love Tom McCarthy.
And then Game of Thrones. So, in 2011, winter is coming.
He directed the pilot.
How did you know all those things?
'Cause I'm a huge Tom McCarthy fan, other than The Cobbler, which I've never actually seen, but
But you
it's
haven't seen Stillwater either.
nah. I don't like Matt Damon.
He's the producer on
Let's stop talking about
Obi,
Tom McCarthy
the
and
Obi-Wan
oh
series.
oh we got so many people saying let's do this, let's do this. Oh, I need my card cap. Can you grab that the samurai sword? Thank you. You really do still want to cut my hand open. I've got my samurai sword. We got our card cap here. Let's do this. This is
Okay.
for everybody out here in chat. This took too long. So
Wow,
we're gonna do
way too long.
we're gonna do 2 dabs to start. Not big ones, but 2 of them. Because it took so long. And then we're gonna shut this off so I don't burn my house down. Studio. It's not a house.
It's laboratory.
Well, that wasn't as pretty nice. Tastes exactly like mom's cherry apple cobbler.
Cherry apple cobbler.
Just like mom used to make.
Inspired's happy to see the rig back.
Too. Been sitting in a Rubbermaid tub for a long time. All right, well, that is our first dab. Not so bad. Not so bad. Let's do a second. And I'll try to make this a little bit bigger than that one. I always have trouble. It's always doesn't seem to clear as sufficiently as I want. I think I have too small of an actual receptacle. To my more sophisticated smokers out there, let me know. Like I don't feel like I'm sufficiently clearing all of the concentrate in several hits, even though these aren't particularly large dabs. Is that a function of the fact that this is maybe too small? Would a larger water pipe make it easier to clear all of the concentrate in one go? Let me know. I actually am not sure. Anyways, our second cherry apple cobbler for all our friends out there. Happy Friday night.
And for Adam Sandler.
And for Adam Sandler. I did watch that movie where he talks to a spider in outer space. And
Oh, you finished it. How'd it go? Do your dab.
Thank you. It was we were about to go on a tangent.
Save the tangent for sure. Sneeps has a little bit of advice. You may want a less restrictive perk.
So the thing that has the air holes that allows it to bubble,
Percolator.
you would want bigger air holes or more air holes, something that will allow more air to freely flow through it. Is that a good suggestion?
Hey, KDB, welcome. Glad you could join this Friday evening night start everyone boy relax.
Yeah.
The
We
wig is back.
earlier this evening, just a couple hours ago, we finished the Three Body Problem on Netflix. What did you think?
Sci-fi tastic. Let's see. We listened to a brief review on one of our favorite podcasts. The host shouted it out, chatted it up, and he said, "I really like all the philosophical questions it raises, but I didn't really like the people and their interactions and their little like tiny puny little human dramas." And I simultaneously halfway through watching it, I was like, okay, I see where he's going with it, but we just like finished an episode. We were just like, wow, this cast is on the whole pretty good. Or on the whole pretty interesting. And I think I still feel that way after having finished it. Like, the cast is pretty good. The characters are pretty interesting. You made such a. I don't have anything original to say. I'm just like citing what other people have said. But you made such a good point the other night when you were like, maybe when their little interpersonal dramas seem like rushed or poorly written, sort of slabbed together. It's just a necessity of the fact that also the show is working on all these huge, gigantic scale questions of small spoiler. What if there's aliens and they're coming for us and we know that they're going to be here in 400 years? So what do you do as a human race to prepare for that? In the cosmological scale of things, very short future, but in the human lifetime scale of things, very hard to imagine, very far away future.
Yeah, I second a lot of that. I think, and we were just talking about Game of Thrones. It's the Game of Thrones people doing the adaptation of.
Not Tom McCarthy, but the actual showrunners.
Yeah,
D.B.
Benioff and Weiss.
Weiss.
I think so.
Weiss.
Their names. And it's a very different, very, very different property than Game of Thrones, and I think they did a pretty damn good job.
Although, what a great unifying thematic thing that Game of Thrones and the Three Body Problem have.
About alien invaders, essentially.
Right, and a
what
far off but existential threat that you have to unite everyone in order to have any chance of, like, fighting against.
Well, see, you were just saying, like, you don't make great points. That I didn't even think about it that way, but I think that's a great point. Yeah, they are, even though they are worlds apart, thematically very different in terms of, what sort of messaging they're trying to send. But at the end of the day, they're really both shows about preparing for the apocalypse, an alien apocalypse, not in the, both in the traditional Green Man sense. But if you see all Game of Thrones.
When we were watching Game of Thrones, I took it as like a climate change
parable,
yeah.
I do think they wisely realized here that that the science, the actual science fiction parts, the whiz bangness of the tech, all that stuff is the way more interesting thing than the human element, which is not necessarily true with Game of Thrones. And I think they did a more than good enough job with giving you a cast of people to follow along in this epic, in the truest sense of the word, story, that you are never like super annoyed with them, but you also don't ever feel like that the show knows that they are not the star, the reason you're there. So they don't really get in the way of things. But they're good enough, like, to kind of keep you going along in this thing. It's great. It has a standout sequence. It has a red wedding inside of it in the first season, I think. Game of Thrones, has the big everybody dies wedding about halfway through its run. I have not read the books, and I was not expecting this, but the show has a red wedding moment for sure, I think, and I
Right.
think it is
Yeah.
incredible. Truly,
Combination
yeah.
of like tech and human choices.
And just like I can't believe what I'm seeing. Like
Yeah.
you can't just so overwhelming. Give it a shot. I thought I would probably like it, and I ended up liking it even more than I thought I would. That was awkwardly phrased. Anyways, let's check out a chat. I'm sorry, I've just been.
Some great comments on chat. Sneeps had another comment for your question.
Oh, please.
I find that bangers and dabbing attachments are usually more restrictive than flower slides. I have a Toro hex to hex that rips slightly different with a banger compared to a slide. Greek to me, but I'm sure.
Dutch to me.
Yeah.
I feel like I understand what you're saying.
I mean, certainly there's some things there you can look at. I'm gonna write down. I'm gonna write Toro hex.
CB Punisher 1900. Welcome, CB Punisher. He says, glad to see you back. Missed the channel. Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate those kind words. Thanks for hanging out with us. We've done ourselves 2 dabs. I got to turn this off. We'll do maybe another one at the close, but I'm worried I'm going to do something bad. I'm not used to having this haunt thing on all the time. Let's turn this volcano back on and do our first mag.
Oh, I think Seeps slide is a fancy term for a bowl.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. I do, of course, know what the banger is, because I've had to buy, 3 of their proprietary ones, because they are so flimsy. Sunfire Scales!
Yeah, great question. Been looking for a good show either on YouTube or Max. Any recommendations? Love action/horror, not a fan of drama and detective shows.
Oh, so you've got on, Max.
And Sunfire, Sneeps did ask, which is a great question because it's on Max and it is fantastic. It is action/comedy/ mostly very dark, sad comedy. Barry.
Ooh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, great. That's a high five for Sneeps.
Yeah, well, I think it would. Sneeps is the one who said yes.
Yeah.
I'll third that. Barry is.
Yeah, we have seen Barry. We would also highly endorse action. Watch Barry.
Yeah. It's got, you had mentioned it briefly, it's the TV show where Bill Hader is a professional hitman, pretty ruthless, bloodthirsty hitman who has a job in Los Angeles and gets the acting bug while he's out here, so he stops being a professional hitman and decides to become an actor. And it is so dark, so funny, so... the point that you end up, you would never, ever. It's such a ride. Like, it's 4 seasons long, and it goes some truly unexpected places. Great suggestions from the 2 of you.
So on the action, we're still not hitting action/horror. We're not getting the horror, and then the things that are coming to mind that are horror are also like detective show, because I'm thinking The Outsider and The Cold Lesbians, but those are detective shows, but those are horror.
I think The Outsider could definitely count,
but it is a detective.
The main guy is not a detective.
Oh, Ben, he's not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, check out The Outsider.
Okay.
Horror, great one to bring up. It is based on a Stephen King book of the same title. It is a story about a beloved community figure played by Jason Bateman who gets caught eating a child in broad daylight, and what happens from there. It's super super spooky, super creepy, great great villain, not to spoil too much more, and it's got my favorite sloppy drunk in anything. If I can ever get Ben Mendelsohn playing a lush, a washed up piece of shit, I love him so much, and he's a decent Ben Mendelsohn in this, but he's so great. Oh, I want to talk about a great thing. Go ahead.
Oh, I got okay. Two more that are action slash comedy, not on the horror side of the spectrum. But if we were talking Barry, so action slash comedy. If you can, if you have the tolerance for the action hero type stuff, superheroes, if you're not burnt out on them, and maybe even if you think you are, then I would call out Peacemaker and Doom Squad, Doom Patrol.
I will definitely.
On Max, right?
Yeah, I will definitely. Doom Patrol. That's more depending on how you feel about, very comic-y type stuff.
Super comic book.
I actually think Peacemaker is anybody should watch it, even if you're not a fan, even if you actively are like kind of over it. It's just elevated above it. It is John Cena reprising his small role from Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn. The whole thing has the greatest credit sequence in a show in the past 10 or 20 years. I mean, the best. You will rewatch the credit sequence, I guarantee it, if you check out
it's in my head right now.
Peacemaker. It's incredible. It's so funny. It's so fucked up, and just like all of James Gunn's things, it's also weirdly touching. Moving
it's
at times.
All of those other things. It's like gross. It's funny. It's like fucked up, and then also like you're like, oh my god, I love these people. They're a family now.
James Gunn, man, from Troma Films. These I mean, basically. Not even garbage is what Troma is.
We tried to watch.
We watched all of the Toxic Avenger.
We watched all of the Toxic Avenger.
Their biggest hit.
I've been trying to erase the last act from my brain.
James Gunn, the guy who worked with Disney for a while. He got fired and then rehired, but
because he's that good.
One of his big projects after working on Troma movies, these truly awful exploitative pieces of shit, was doing James Gunn's PG porn, where he, rotoscoped over hardcore pornography with other bits of animation. I mean, they're funny.
It's like cartoons over porn.
Yeah, there's a lot of examples, a lot of, you watch them and you go, I just don't remember eating that much food out of people's laps and that sloppily. It's like, I don't think I've ever eaten an ice cream cone out of somebody's lap. I don't. But there's a lot of slurping of foods in James Gunn's PG porn, and good for you, James.
We have a hello that we're late on. Lunar is here.
Hello, Lunar.
Wheats with lots of exclamation point. I didn't, and then also recommended The Boys. I would also recommend The Boys. We were constraining this to things on Max, but if you do have a tolerance for giving the bucks to Daddy Jeff Bezos on Amazon, the Boys, great, very great.
We talked about
where can we watch Preacher?
I don't know. I was about to say.
Wherever AMC Plus is.
Yeah.
Which is also, you can do that on Amazon.
I think so. Instead of watching The Boys, go to your local comic store, or of course just go to Amazon, because that's what you're gonna do, and it's okay. I did the same thing, and give a comic book a try. And if you got a strong stomach and a tolerance for light blasphemy, and also a tolerance for extreme blasphemy, you need them both. The guy who created The Boys, his another of his comics is one of my favorite things. I mean, certainly my favorite comic and one of my favorite pieces of like literature. Not well, it's high up.
Art.
Yeah, it's called Preacher. It's about a preacher who decides that he's gonna go ask God, basically, hey, what the fuck, man? And not so, maybe a little bit more forcefully.
Yeah.
But
Not so nice language.
yeah, and he's got like a vampire as a buddy. It's incredible. It's truly amazing. Check out Preacher if you like The Boys. There is a Preacher TV show, and I was so incredibly hyped and pumped for it.
Like Seth Rogen helped make it happen,
the same. He also made The Boys happen.
and then Invincible.
Yeah, but I only watched like a couple episodes of it. I thought it was pretty good too. I just had
Maybe that's a stinge watch. We were talking about stinge watching before.
that would be the stingiest stinge watch. I'll be through. I'll make it through all 3 seasons by the time I'm in my late 130s. All right, bag time. I'm so sorry. It's at the it's at a dedicatee for this bag.
Oh, dedicated. Recommend it. 2 Sunfire scales for such a great question. We love recommending TV shows.
Oh yeah, thank you. Sunfire. I think
So
I was randomly looking at my YouTube channel earlier today and going into like deep pages that I rarely go into. And somewhere in there is a list of like people who had been made moderators and then also people that were banned. And somehow Sage, I mean, I had to be the one that made you a moderator. Somebody on my moderator list, which was pretty huge, they just did it to anybody who seemed like a nice person, must have banned your Sage account, which is why you were like, I couldn't comment. I have no idea why, but I saw your name on there and I was like, what? And I unbanned the Sage account. I have no idea why it was. Oh, that was empty. Whoops.
a bunch of air.
Well, will you fill that up? Well, I deflate this slowly. A little.
That's the presence of mind you.
Sneap says, "What would you say is a must-see movie? Like You Live Under a Rock, if you have not seen this type movie." I gave a couple of great recommendations that I loved from last year. Some more deep cuts. I'll give those names again briefly. Check out Bottoms, which I think is on Max, maybe. Not Max. Amazon. I don't know. Bottoms, great comedy from last year. It's about some high school lesbians starting a fight club in their school to impress hotter lesbians so that they will then bang them. It's one of the funniest things, one of the dirtiest, just most straight goes for it R-rated comedies I've seen in a long time. I loved it. And then check out Dream Scenario. Mentioned both of these, but I think they're great.
These don't fit the category that was given, though.
What was the category?
The category is a
Whoops.
must. What is a must-see movie? Like, surely you live under a rock if you haven't seen this type of movie.
Oh, what are some of those movies?
Give a.
Well, you could just.
What movie would you say is a must-see? Like,
what's the difference between a must-see and what I was saying? Like,
I think maybe if we're talking to somebody who like hasn't seen hardly any movies, and they're just like, oh, what if I'm gonna like start watching movies? Like, what movie do I need to have seen? Shrek 2.
Great answer. Yeah, you can skip all the other Shreks, including.
the useful thing about Shrek 2 is it will tell you so many other pop culture references that you'll see in everything else.
There's an OJ reference in Shrek 2. We were in the movie theater because we did see Shrek 2 in theaters for its 20th anniversary. There were a couple of real Shrek heads in there. We saw some Shrek bucket. But we were
in our costume.
Yeah. Man, there's some great Shrek internet culture out there. There's a whole
We tried to watch the what is it called? Shrek
Retold.
Retold. We
There's-
tried to watch it.
There's Shrek Retold, which she just mentioned, which is the entire movie of Shrek, all 90 minutes of the 2000 animated masterpiece. 2001 animated masterpiece. May 2001.
Is this the right?
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
So beautiful. So perfect. Oh,
Yeah.
Did I turn it off?
Sneep says, I think Nemo is up there.
Ooh.
How about this? I'll answer it this way. Here is the most recent one. Definitively.
The most recent must-see movie from the past 5 years, or
Just that the most recent one of that category.
the most recent added to the category?
Dune 2.
Oh,
mean,
must
just-
see.
yeah.
That is must see.
Easy. I
Must
mean,
see TV. I mean, but movies. And you must see it on the big screen.
yeah, it is a
That is.
it's an easy. I mean, it's just a layup.
Go see it on the big screen.
All right, let's really do this bag, and we will really do it for Sunfire Scales.
Yeah,
Sorry about you're
a little delay.
just a little bit.
Speaking of delay, we're keeping Nixie from
Oh.
getting the splat out.
Would you like to
Getting the splat on.
would you
Excuse
like
me.
to play some Splatoon? We can
I-
switch over.
I would play Splatoon.
Let's play a little Splatoon. Actually we can go ahead and switch over right now. I think I've got everything set up. Boom.
What's with the staff? What staff?
Oh, I'll have to let me fix our camera here. Hold this, Skyward. I'm sorry, I keep being so picky here. You're doing excellent. Now I have to pretend like I know which one's Alt on this keyboard. No. There we go.
The Matrix
The Matrix, as in just a,
must see movie.
yeah, of course. Can't believe we're getting another one still. Awesome. There we
Wow,
go.
I didn't panic and I hit the
Yeah.
right button.
Yeah.
It just requires not panicking.
It's one of those things, you know, you're
It's like if you just don't panic, then you don't have to panic.
it's one of those crazy why did we develop this way? It's like you know, we make terrible
Why would your brain
decisions.
be like that?
It's because we're not trying to not fuck something up. It's because we're trying not to die, I think. Like you know, when you panic to do something, like it's like, why my brain, you know, just go into like I know it's just two buttons, I hit the wrong one, it's just gonna be the other one, but instead you're like, it's like, well, your brain isn't actually set up to just have you select the right button. It's like getting flooded with anxiety because you hit the wrong button. But what it's trying to do is just get you the fuck out of there because, you know, you think
It
there's
might
some...
explode.
Yeah. It's not actually like, okay, all right, well, then we need to, you know, game this through and find out the acceptable solution. It's just like, go, dog. I think. Well, that's enough evolutionary psychology.
Okay.
Let's
It's
swap over.
For this hour.
Yes.
What's
Uh,
with the stuff? Maybe you need to explain what's with the stuff. Maybe all this stuff?
Oh yeah, this is all. Who asked?
Blazer.
Oh, this is all weed accoutrement. Accoutrements. Accoutrement. The French word. Accessories. Paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia.
Accoutrement.
That's very more,
It just sounds so weird when you say it when you're not. You're like, Is that really the word? I think so.
I like paraphernalia.
Well, that has an extra connotation to it. I keep sitting in the seat. Let me.
Hopefully you still fit in the window, because remember, you're taller than me.
Oh, I fit. I do have a controller for you somewhere.
Oh, it's there. I should have grabbed it. And we can always add more stuff. There's other stuff.
Shambizi, hello, Shambizi. Good to see you. Shambizi, by the way, said Napoleon Dynamite has that class.
I have not seen it.
I think you have met. We've talked about this just recently. That is
Yeah.
remarkable. It is worth watching. It is.
That's what you've told me. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
arguably one of the most divisive movie. It's the Eyes Wide Shut of indie comedies.
Yeah. I think I was. What was it? 2003 or 2004?
I think 2004.
Yeah. So that was my in the fall or over the summer. Did it come out?
It would have been a slowly released across multiple
because it was grown.
Yes.
So okay. Anyways, in the fall of 2004 was my freshman year of high school, and I do remember it being like the thing that was just like in the hallways was like, vote for Pedro, and all the quotes of the Napoleons, and I think there were even like. There were like posters of the movie like up in my high school
Not surprised.
hallways.
It just was a first real example of overexposure.
Yeah, it was so overexposed, and I didn't see a lot of movies like at that point in my life yet. I guess I don't know. My parents don't see a lot of movies, and we were very much a like go to the movie theater maybe 2 times a year kind of family. And I just didn't. I just like didn't need to, even though I knew that it was like this thing that was just like, oh, I can have this like cultural touchstone with everyone if I go see it. I just didn't need that.
You're always like freaking critical of me when I don't like do my bags. Gosh.
Do your bags.
Yes, but you need to do your.
I need to do my games.
You got some people
Gosh.
maybe waiting for you.
Oh my gosh. I just want to talk about movies.
Sunfire Scales, says, I'm just about to start Tears of the Kingdom, but he's nervous and anxious because he knows he'll end up spending way too much time playing and exploring. Sunfire, I don't think that's not a bad thing. That's the what makes that game so incredible that the amount of time that you just spend wandering and not feeling like you have a specific thing in mind. But that you just will stumble across the fun. I think it's one of the greatest parts of both of those games that you, at least for me, the first 50 or 60 hours on both of those. I didn't try to do any specific targeted thing. I wasn't going for any real objective. I was just following the fun, looking for what's cool in the horizon and doing it. And I mean, I get it if oh man, I just get bogged down in that. Tears of the Kingdom has so many more opportunities to get bogged down in a good way, in a totally great way. So I get it, but I think if you can just say, you know what, I'm gonna let myself just have as much time enjoying myself, wandering this amazing world. It's just one of the greatest open worlds in creation, even the second time around. But Nintendo made sure to not it is Hyrule as you knew it before, but greatly remixed and greatly expanded in very surprising ways. As above, so below. Give it don't fear it. It's amazing. I think, we often come to these things, as frequently happens with Nintendo games, where this is the moment where we sort of understood a new thing. We understood level design in a brand new way with Mario or with Super Metroid. We birthed the concept of the that whole game design of backtracking and re-exploring and opening things up to levels. And there's just the very basically first puzzle in Tears of the Kingdom just involves a raft and a hook and a rail, and just it's just magic. Love it so much. I really I don't have enough nice things to say about Tears of the Kingdom. I think in just like Breath of the Wild for however long. I mean, still think people are finding new ridiculous things in which you can do with that system. And I'm not a content guy, so I wasn't watching like all the crazy shit people were able to do with Tears of the Kingdom. I know it's out there, but I just enjoyed it on its own terms, and it never failed to surprise nor delight. Ooh, are you picking?
We should coordinate what we're picking. So the town square seems to favor the bunnies, and then second is the bear cubs, and then there was one drawing that was like, I picked chicks because I like girls. Do you have a preference?
I'm good with whatever all the homies out there like.
Me? Nixie Nix is Team Bunny. Okay. I'll go bunnies.
What's the family name for bunnies again? Starts with an L. It's kind of ugly sounding.
Black, but... This was a great comment too. The online service from the Wii U is gone. Now I can't play Splatoon 1.
Yep, it ended, was it just last week sometime? Nintendo killed the Wii U and 3DS online services. They are no more.
So this anime girl was still playing Splatoon 1 on the Wii U.
We've been talking about game preservation recently. This is another one example of like, what does it mean to have a copy of Splatoon 1? What does it mean to try to like
Bear Cub
archive and remember that game? The first
and the bullshit that Nintendo will still charge you $60 for Splatoon 2.
I do think that is insane.
That's so crazy.
Splatoon 2 and 3 both still exist on the market. And
wait, no, see.
Splatoon 2 is the exact same cost as Splatoon 3. It's not like... It's in no way akin to like one's like Uncharted 2 and one's like Uncharted 3. No, it's much more akin to like one is Madden Football 22 and the other one's Madden Football 23. EA isn't out trying to sell last year's football game for full price. It's bizarre. I would love to know the sales figures on Splatoon 2 month to month. How many poor, it was said dumb, but it's not their fault. How many poor grandmothers have accidentally bought little Jimmy Splatoon 2 for their birthday instead of Splatoon 3? They both cost the same.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like what happens.
They can look at the price and be like, oh, this must be the newer one because it's more expensive.
Yeah.
No.
Sneep says, I bought a 2DS before the 3DS services were shut down to get Pokemon Bank so he can transfer his old Pokemon forward. I did remember that big controversy as it was happening. As far as I understand, that's the only way now to get some of the much older ones into the newer ones is that pipeline. Nintendo's playing with some fire here. I do not think we should take it as a given that Nintendo of all companies will have backwards compatibility to for the Switch 2. I think it's very possible, very distressingly possible, that there will not be backwards compatibility. I think it's actually. I think it would be a very calculated decision on their part to try to. They know they can resell you a lot of software.
This is where you have table turf battle with friends.
You found it.
See,
NPD
maybe
group.
I'll pull. Instead of just goofing off. I know. Nixie had a few more minutes to download stuff.
And I may be on it in a bit. I gotta get through this bag.
If you're gonna get on, get through the Splatfest first.
Will you hand me that? I will. Great suggestion. God, our producer. It's been so much nicer streaming back. I mean, for a variety of reasons, but having the producer here has been. It's been great. I mean, just great as a co-host. I would never think of something that smart. Let's give some appreciation for the producer and how much he brings this year.
How little I bring to this Splatoon team.
Bully to that. Did you guys go bunnies?
Yeah, you gotta go bunnies. Well, unless don't go not bunnies.
No, I would of course go bunnies.
We had a bunny.
We had a lion-head rabbit. We had a lion-head rabbit and a dwarf lion-head, and a chinchilla, and they were the nicest, most well-trained, most perfect small animals. I mean, the chinchilla was clicker trained. Like, since I could click him, he would come running. Double click him, he'd jump on the shoulder. The lion-head rabbit, Bismarck was his name. It's the sweetest rabbit I have ever met in my entire life. The most incredible, adorable little fuzzball. For next bag, we definitely had bags for Ponce and Bismarck in the past. The greatest small animals 10 years past. I pick little buddies.
I think we got them. I know I shouldn't, don't count your eggs, and we still got a minute to go.
Laser asked, where do you put Splatoon 3 on the rank scale? What am I ranking? What is the category here? Compared to all video games, or compared
all
to
Nintendo games,
or
all first-person shooters?
I love making a ranked list. Don't tempt me with a good time, Laser. But help me narrow it down a little bit, and Lord help us, I'll give you a list.
So be careful what you ask for. You already said that, didn't you?
Yes. I don't hate listening to these people.
Or just, on a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of video games being good video games.
Hmm. Um, I'd just say Splatoon relative. I have some more curious feelings that I want to divorce as Splatoon 3 as a like thing compared to Splatoon 2 as a differentiated product. But let's just say Splatoon as a like franchise. You've never played one before. Splatoon 3 is the first one. It is, I mean, all this again is going to be relative depending on what kind of you like multiplayer shooter games, whatever. Um, I would say, man, it's hard. It's hard to.
Do another.
I'll give it the chicken shit rating of an 8 out of 10, a 4 out of 5. 7 and 8s are both kind of chicken shit.
Because you're not going like, you're not strongly saying like, oh, it's just truly average.
Yeah.
You're saying like, oh, it's above average.
Well, and we also know with video games.
Oh, video game rankings are notorious, inflated for that.
Even, I mean, I'm doing it. I'm.
You are doing it as you're saying it.
Yes, because we have these expectations. We don't really. It's why I don't really.
All right, here. Where would you put Salmon Run on a scale?
Relative to all video games or other horde modes? I mean, just divorced from Splatoon?
Other horde modes. And
pretty average, but I love a horde mode. So an average horde mode is still real good.
It's still a great experience.
It is a game that has an incredible concept, just a, never seen anything like it before concept. Really well executed. It is a game. Our producer, would never in her life play a Halo or a Call of Duty.
I briefly tried to play Destiny with you.
Yes, and bounced off it.
And that's the key is briefly.
But she saw this. I said, "Do you want to give it a try?" It was such an inviting game compared to those, both aesthetically, mechanically. So for all of those reasons, it's a game I think is pretty special and pretty deserving of some praise. But it also clubs so much that is like so utterly basic. This is more like some behind the scenes.
Some of those are like Nintendo problems.
Yes. As like the actual getting into games and playing with friends and chatting, all of that stuff is so laughably deficient compared to the competition that it's like, so you're just giving Nintendo a break because they're Nintendo. Nicely done, dude. You've had a sick fucking year.
I think I'm playing just by myself, so it's like not very good players, maybe.
I'm almost done. It's only been 7. Funny time.
Oh, not even the suction bomb. Oh no, I'm losing. The wrong button. Oh my gosh. That
buddy. You got to lose it? It's not your fault.
Yeah, I know. Well, I haven't helped in the past few minutes. Woo! Oh! No, we're gonna lose. Oh, we didn't even cover our base. Oh. Alright, that was right at the mic. I'm sorry if that was really loud.
You were just conveying your level of anguish, which was not low. Alright, I think Nixie might be ready to join. I'm going to sit out one more as I finish this, and I'll join the next one. Nixie says she was hoping, they were hoping, I'm sorry, They were hoping that we could play at least 5 games. I think maybe that's not out of the realm of reason. I might not be there for all of them, but the real person you want will.
Oh no, Nixie's not ready. Re-downloading.
Ah,
I'm just
My
gonna
bad.
keep on going it alone.
I'm doing a really bad job of paying attention to chat. That's kind of my job though.
That's your job.
Is,
Your job is
is
to
failing to do my job.
no. Paying attention to chat is my job. The problem is just when I'm playing video games,
I'm supposed to be doing your job.
but
But-
nobody can really do my job.
Nice.
See that energy drink. That's your job.
Will you hand me that one?
It's nice and cold. It's nice to have a cold one. No wonder I lost.
Chicken butt.
I lost to It's Your Mom. Nintendo. Nintendo Online. Nintendo.
Jamie.
Gotta take down Agent Grimm.
Uninspired says, did you play Flash games much in the early 2000s? Believe it or not, it's a longer answer. I mean, the
Does-
literal era of Flash games. We
Does it
use the term
include,
Flash games to mean a lot of things that aren't Flash. This is it. This is like Newgrounds era or whatever. So I did not have internet for a large
God.
chunk of my youth. I actually had internet when I was very young, but basically the entire time I was in high school, which was the early 2000s, that Flash game era, I did not have internet. My house was in the sticks, with, more than it was like a quarter mile off the road, and it's broadband, but dial. So I was not participating in a lot of early internet culture of that era because I literally didn't have the internet, which is just crazy to think about now. It was stupid at the time. It wasn't my decision. So I didn't play a lot. Now, when I got to college, I did play a lot. I played
Instantly upgrading to have the Wi-Fi on campus.
at that era, no Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Just a single Ethernet cord.
right.
One Ethernet cable.
In the dorm.
This is
Okay.
pre like
Wow.
everything is Wi-Fi. I mean, it's right on the cusp. You know, it's
Right.
2005.
Starbucks had Wi-Fi.
Yes. With Wi-Fi, but
Right.
you didn't have a
It
phone
was-
that had Wi-Fi.
Right.
You didn't have an internet. You didn't have a console that had Wi-Fi. You have a TV that had Wi-Fi. Your iPad though, probably had Wi-Fi, and then your Apple Watch did not have Wi-Fi. Did not exist. There. There's the long answer.
Oh, that was.
How about yourself? What did you? What were your Flash games back of the era? I'm trying to think if there were any that I was particularly into, but I'm sure there were some. But nothing. I wasn't super into them. But what was your experience? Were you super into those? You know, early. Was it Newgrounds? That's the name of the website I vaguely remember as having all the Flash games. that I never was able to waste my time on.
I guess in 2004.
Oh, let's keep going before
Can join. That's right.
I failed. I will do the next one. I'm going to join now, so I will be.
Nixie!
I will be here for the next one.
Awesome. You're just it's not y'all yet. It's just me. Hopefully I'll
I'm
hold
so
it
working.
down. He's so working on it. I was playing some
Dropping in.
Tetris Neopets 2003 game. Not like Newgrounds, like you were saying.
Neopets. Early internet phenomena. I mean, culture, history.
I played.
I think it's now owned by the Mormons, or was.
It might have always been. Oh shoot.
Are you guys aware of the sort of over-representation of Mormons in the worlds of genre fiction?
Ah,
There are so many,
right.
and they got that Mormon work ethic, man. There's so many fantasy and sci-fi
Oh, is that
Mormon authors.
is
Brandon Sanderson?
no? Well, I know about him. No, there's a lady one, a chicklet version.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if she's Mormon. Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's a lot of great armchair hypotheses for why that I could come up with, but
It's God.
it's God. They're willed into it.
This little. Dang it.
There's Brandon Sanderson, the big fantasy guy. I've never read any of his stuff, but he writes like 85 books a month. Mormon.
I did read an interview with him.
He seems like a decent dude.
Yeah.
Even if Mormonism is
Oh shoot, that was dumb. Why did
suspect.
C in not an A?
Orson Scott Card, Ender's Game guy, Mormon and piece of shit.
You can be both.
Yep.
Into that. Some advice of down and twist.
I'm so sorry I missed that.
No, just now.
Oh, Devil. Well, Devil, welcome, man. The kind words. I need a better.
Oh, you saw the thank you.
Yes, and I need a better phrase than kind words. That's all I say.
That's what you say. Oh boy. Scoozed. We got scoozed. Nixie, I'm so sorry.
Do you genuinely mean it?
I hate to see it.
More delightful than kind people.
Naomi. SD, I not an A. I not an A. In not an A. I not an A.
I'm ready.
I don't know what that means.
Our producer is top notch at license plate decoding. She is incredible.
I'm just normal. Normal okay at it.
Not true. She can see, 6 random string and just in a second be like,
What's the one yesterday? I did see it. I decoded it immediate. Hard to get. It was something hard to get.
oh, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, hard to get. HRD2 GT.
And I thought, parties to Gee. Hardee's to Gee.
Did you say hi to Crispy Nachos?
No, I did not. Hello, Crispy Nachos. We have not seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That is the
Anime.
yes. But beloved, I just have not seen it. Started reading Death Note at the library.
No. Because we use the library as a place to just, a quiet, free place to sit and be.
Is he called a third space?
Third space, I mean,
Yeah.
I did not make that term up,
It's the
but,
planning term. Yeah.
well,
Sociological.
it. Or is it like, could it be like a fourth space? Because third space is a term for what a lot of Americans today lack, which is
The Z-axis.
yeah. Well, that we don't have a church. Because third space, as in, the meaning of that is
Not work, not
work, not home. So some other place to be besides work and home. But the implication is like that you normally go to and that you would like know people there.
find a sense of community.
Find a sense of community. Something that is not your work and your home.
Oh, I got somebody with a hammer.
I did too on their last hammer and it feels so good.
What's he up here?
Run
They're
it.
coming behind us.
Are they on our base?
No, they're still in theirs. They're just now spawning up.
Well, I left you. I should have told you.
No, it's totally cool. I made it up.
This beanie that kill me.
Oh, hell yeah. Random curling bomb splat. It's randos.
Oh. I on accident after.
Hell yeah.
That's a bad idea. And then I died both times I did that. So I think the library would be like a force space. I don't know if that's part of the definition for the people who actually use those terms, but I feel like the library is a force space.
Oh no, I bungled it. Sorry, team. Oh, I got killed by lesbian.
Oh, I was thinking like it was French, but lesbini.
Who's the license plate reader now?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like in it was close, but I think we lost it in like the last 10 minutes. I mean
10 minutes.
seconds.
It was a good effort. I didn't feel like we got annihilated or that we just we were on the wrong side of the crest.
I want Iceman's glasses.
Oh yeah.
Get me so. It's okay too. I'm going. Donks on them.
Donks on them?
That was our one random teammate.
Oh, donks on them, yeah. He did not donks on them that hard though.
He did not donks that hard.
Good game, team. We tried.
He donks the least of us.
We all tried. We all gave it our damnedest. Nixie, incredible round as always. I think our luck's about to change. I'm feeling real good about this. I gotta do a second bag here too.
This is off.
Oh my god, thank you.
That's on. I'm gonna go up. Okay.
Oh, 1 point.
Well, to share the multitasking pain. Wait, I don't think I
An airport? I don't know this.
I don't know this map.
Hell yeah, dude.
New
Oh no. Oh, Nixie killed me too. No, somebody else got me, not Nixie. Nixie, feel free to kill me.
Nixie's got a Splatana out there.
And I think a hammer. We know. Oh my god, you can shoot the fan to move that platform.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to get like motion sick. Nice.
Hell yeah.
This is just cool for having like a different mechanism. Hammer at me.
Oh my god, what?
Double kill on us.
Nixie also got me when I had my hammer. I didn't even think to use it. Nicely done, Nixie.
Oh, and then their teammate just hammered me on the. Okay, no more teleporting.
From behind. Oh, nice, Nixie again. While I had the hammer.
A Nixie with the hammer just got two of us. Not even you. So I was.
They're coming from me. I feel them at my neck.
Last 30 seconds. It's students all around. The G's to the G's to the G's to the G's to the good to the games to the G's to the G's Louise.
I'm gonna take a break on this one. All right, I'll do one more, and then I gotta do it back. I gotta do it. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Okay, take a break. Take a break.
All right, thank you.
Nixie, that was so great. Blazer asked a good question.
Well then, Blazer, this bag will be dedicated for you. What is Blazer's question?
What time do your streams start?
Ooh, that is a great question. A loaded question. I'm gonna hit stop. I'll rejoin you guys in a bit.
All right, I'll keep going.
At least half of them were me.
And were you plus me?
Nice.
Or Rosie Chan.
Nixie, you sliced and diced us to hell and back. You had as many splats as the rest of your team combined.
Wow. That's so great. You had almost as many flats as your team combined. With your 5.
Yeah, but I didn't have any style.
Eat a Reese's. I don't even care.
Hell yeah. God. You got my persona.
Oh. It's a team because you were a drop-in. Well, I could make a room, but now we're on an opposite. I didn't eat my Reese's.
Clarification, Nixie. That's right. I forgot about that little quirk. Oh, see what I was saying about why is it this way? Why can't it be easy? They're off-the-shelf systems. Just thing. They like give it for free. You can like plug. It'd be so much better. Don't do it for the kiddies. There's Nintendo. Come on.
They just don't. They think that they think that their way is better.
It's kind of an Apple mindset in that, like, who are you to tell us we're wrong when the Switch is now the second best-selling console of all time?
Right.
Yeah, like
we,
thanks, Microsoft. We'll take your advice on how to set up an online system.
we really need your advice.
When you can sell, a quarter of the amount of Switches that week. When you hit, a 20th, we'll talk. Thing. Thanks for Blazer. We didn't answer his question. We hope to have a schedule soon. We are trying to figure it out. There's some complications with scheduling and trying to figure out the optimal time for things. Oh, yes. That is the easiest reason. It is much easier to not do something than to do something. But
we're doing
at least we're talking about the thing that we're not yet.
Yeah. And we're doing a pretty good job of streaming despite not having the schedule.
You know what? I'm gonna give ourselves a little pats on the back.
What we are doing.
This is the 14th day in a row. We've streamed every day for some portion of it for the last 2 weeks straight. Saturdays and Sundays.
That's cray. That's not a schedule. That's not a schedule.
Seconds to go. Are you and Nixie on the same team?
No. So I'm
annihilated, dude.
Nixie thought that they could just tear. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? Okay.
We got on the wrong side of the distribution curve.
Now I can have my food.
You want to set up a room?
Let's set up a room.
Nachos is back. Welcome, Crispy Nachos. Crispy Nachos, I like your glassware and bird. He's pretty cool.
Reminds me of the Needroid cartoon that I used to.
Oh, I forgot all about that little cartoon.
That's where Party Cat was. Does anybody else know Party Cat?
Speaking of old web culture.
Oh, no, I meant no.
You know what? I'll set up a room. And then you guys can join me and I'll play the next game.
Look at this. Look at this big-brained guy.
Also, I've got all those friend codes saved. You guys want to join? Anybody wants
to? Drop some friend codes.
Well, I can't because it's not saved on your Mac. It's saved on my PC. I did it poorly, but I did do it. It could be done with a modicum. And we've got the producer here, and she's all about modicums of effort that turn into actual results instead of just clumsy thunder.
Up all those efforts, cumulative efforts into dying, like running right into somebody that is gonna. Oh, I need to.
Crispy Nacho says, "What are some of your hobbies?" Crispy Nachos, great question. He says he plays on PS4, still a phenomenal console. My
hobby is dying in Splatoon.
I'm glad you get to, you You do great. I mean, like you know,
I just-
it's not only your hobby, but you're good at it.
Yeah.
It's like they say, you know, if you love your job, you never work a day in your life.
Such a. Oh, I don't. Wait, I didn't even know where Midnight
I'm a big
even
fan.
came from. Just blasting it out of nowhere.
It generally comes once a day.
That's gonna.
I've got a big dog. I'm a big fan of walking dogs. Of walking two dogs. A long time Wheats friend of the show, been with us a while, knows we got 3 dogs here, 3 ancient ass fucking dogs. It's miraculous, and we're very lucky they're all still alive and in relatively good health. But we have like an 11-and-a-half-year-old Great Dane. It's remarkable. We're very fortunate he is. Still,
We're
still,
we're in every day is a blessing kind
Yeah.
of territory.
but we're not doing a lot of walks these days. The 11-and-a-half-year-old Great Dane. Trying to do as little walking as possible.
Three of them right there. Why did I think
The other
that
thing
I was
also- So, what are my hobbies? Walking dogs, listening to audiobooks, talking about video games, talking about really things that a lot of things I'm not qualified or particularly knowledgeable about. I just
talking,
yeah,
watching movies, watching
Raving.
TV shows.
these are all pretty boring. You know, pretty. You know, I love VR. I know that's just a branch of video games, but it's often a kind of derided one. Not a lot of people, if aren't necessarily rooting for VR's failure, but are
Nixie's getting to take
celebrating
the bow
its,
again.
It's slow, very slow uptake. But I love VR. Love it immensely. I've got so many headsets right in front of me. Both. I love the experiences that already exist, and I just love the sort of whole
Stop.
hobby.
Stop.
Yes, and I've got a room ready.
You've got a room ready.
I'm ready to go. Great question. Sorry for the sloppy answer, Crispy Nacho. Not the crispiest of answers.
Soggy.
Soggy. That was a soggy nacho.
It's a soggy nacho, that
Yeah,
answer.
it really was.
And I pretty soggy on my part too, where I'm like, I don't know, I go to movies.
We see a lot of
Writing more?
Yeah, you
That's-
put a lot
that's
of work
That's
into
a
it.
hobby. But yeah, at some point I'll have to like, you know, start sharing it. I gotta work up to that. And then aspirational hobby of like
Blazer says they're going
Washing.
to bed. Oh, I'm sorry, Woody. I don't know if you wanted to
Crafting.
play Salmon
Washing.
Run, but you gotta hit ready, dog.
ready up. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Sam?
You're
Good to
dumb.
see ya.
I'm just an idiot. Did you
can't-
ready us?
My turn to fuck. I'm much more comfortable with that arrangement of fucking up.
Yeah. That's the default.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got this.
Nice way to say like as a hobby, like I'm not, you know, I'm not so crunchy granola that I'm like, 'cause some people are hardcore like, oh, I'm zero waste, or I'm, you know, I'm plastic free. My house, I run my household to be zero waste. Like, no, But I do think a lot about wasting less and trying to make like small movements towards wasting less and trying is buy nothing a hobby? That's not a hobby. Oh my god.
As somebody who's had a close working relationship with, we've been collaborating, working together as producer and talent for like 15 years now, thereabouts. I think you could describe yourself as a non-obnoxious zero waste person. I mean,
I don't claim zero waste.
right.
There's no zero waste. I mean,
And I mean, as non-obnoxious as somebody like that can be. Like, there's some buttholes.
Buttholes. And I'm struggling with the brain.
Hobby for you, I would say it is definitely a passion or an interest to find a home for things instead of a home. I'm so sorry, team.
And like,
Let's pull this. That's okay. I'm doing
he's gonna focus.
yeah, I am so sorry.
I'm just sitting over here blabbing.
One. Bad. Never. My bad.
Oh man.
This is one where I kind of wish you could just like hit. Oh god! Look, power button froze.
Set and build the world you want to live in. Crispy nachos. I think that's such a way better way of trying to say what I was trying to say. Because I also wanted to say like, oh, interior design's not a hobby, but like, well, it totally is, and I like the way that the things are arranged in our home.
What's the actual Gandhi quote? Be the change. I mean, it's one of those kind of.
Don't forget to hit keep going.
Oh, thank you.
If you're game to keep going.
I got this. I'm gonna do better this time. I'm 100% focused. Nicely done, dog. You and Nixie both. Sorry,
I
team.
need to do more killing, less dying. More killing, less dying.
It does, it does verge into
Ooh, Ray J got 11.
platitude territory because it's like, yeah, but the singular problem of our era is how impossible it is to institute any change or build anything, construct anything new. It is there are plenty of forces out there to slow you down, prevent you from doing these things. Economic, cultural, social. That's not necessarily an excuse or even. Anyways, I'm going to focus. I'm not going to talk about what my crispy nachos. I totally agree. Do not give in to despair. Let your bromide flag fly.
Is that a Rick and Morty fan?
god, I died to that. Oh, that was so bad. A dead ring.
Those killer whales. I don't know why I used to always be them.
I said this was going to be my game where I was going to come back strong. Still halfway to go. I can turn around. I can what?
Chris finally got me.
Why do I keep trying to fight? That's my problem. I'm bad.
Don't just hurt.
Just hurt. I'm bad. I gotta remember that. I will never hit somebody in a one-on-one battle. So stop turning, dum-dum.
That.
Yeah.
That. Team. That is nice.
Alright, I'll take a break. I gotta finish this, get the tail. I'm not doing so great. Wolfie Gang, welcome, Wolfie Gang. I hope he's not doing anything inappropriate. I'm always a little wary when I see pictures of Sonic on the internet. I always feel like Sonic's were never too far removed.
What?
He asked if we speak Japanese. I have to hit stop. You guys,
Okay, I'm gonna keep going for
sorry.
at least another more.
I have promised I have to do one dab before the end of the stream too.
Need you. Nixie got all gold.
Nicely done, Nixie. Thank you for carrying me, teammates.
I got one. Ooh, #1 enemy base sinker. I like that.
Tasteless comic relief.
That is.
Oh, Crispy
definitely
Nacho says, have we seen the trailers for X-Men? He said 94, but that was 97. I have not, but I know what it is, and I will watch it. I finally canceled. We finally canceled our Disney Plus subscription like 6-7 months ago, and we're gonna finally be the people that the streaming services fear. The sign up for a month, watch everything, and then cancel.
Yeah.
I like to make dumb, pointless predictions and speculations here, based on nothing other than just hubris and foolishness. I think we will start to see. Here's the prediction. Somebody get a book. And so we can do these easier in the future.
So
So people can just come back to
No,
these.
yeah, people can be like, yeah, we just called it.
We just got this wrong, I think, is what he bungled this one again. Dumbass. Then more. Anyways, what is our prediction? I think, doesn't include a timeline, but that's obviously interesting because given the time all these things will be through. So let's say in the next 2 years, we will start to see a subscription company that offer monthly subscription services start to try,
Especially the streamers.
especially the streamers, ways of
I agree.
one is somebody is going to try to redefine the number of periods in which you have to pay. We've just chosen a month, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like, somebody can just decide and say, like, we can do some shrinkflation here.
We can charge you
We can charge the same price
weekly.
for 4 weeks a year for a pay period instead of a month, and basically try to get another one out of you every year. So instead of going like a monthly subscription, you get charged every 4 weeks. I think we're going to start to see shady, just really unscrupulous, gross practices like that. But that is not my primary prediction. That's a bonus extra side prediction. My real prediction is you are going to start to see subscription services that extra penalize people for subscribing and quitting. Whether that means they really jack up the cost of the month to month, they make it basically like the cost of 3 or 4 months when broken down over a year. But they'll do something like incredibly penalize it, or make you sign up for a 3-month commitment ahead of time. Like that.
The movie theater subscriptions already do.
Yes, they have a different model, which makes sense why they do have that policy in place.
Oh, why didn't I have my hammer out?
But I think we will start to see really gross stuff like that, unfortunately. There's a lot of innovation to be had in the being pieces of shit business people space. We ain't done.
Earlier, this is not a new comment. You gotta pay attention to the new comments. But an older comment was Crispy Nachos saying, "These games go by so fast," which is one of the things I love about Splatoon.
Yes, and
It's
one of its great features is actually these 3-minute length games. It's the perfect amount of time to get invested, but also the right amount of time to feel like when you get annihilated and you had a brutal game, well, you're right back into it. It's like,
it's so quick to it's both long enough to be satisfying. Now sometimes you get in a very, this is not to say this is a good or bad thing about the length. You get into a super evenly matched game, and it's everybody's got their base filled, and then there's just a little bit of the middle sways to one group or the other, and then whoever wins just feels like the coin toss on if it had been 10 more seconds, we would have won instead of them.
Now, there is a case to be made that what you're basically doing is flattening the payoff curve, basically, on the game, where because you don't have to feel so devastated when you lose, because everything just moves so quick. Your game only lasts 3 minutes. You can't build up that much attachment to the outcome. That you also never feel those astronomical, incredible highs of doing something, that you had been fighting for a very long time, and having that sense of really going through some kind of yearning, some kind of,
Well, that's what Salmon Run's for.
Yeah. But even Salmon Run, relative to other Horde modes, is quick.
Is quick.
Yeah. There's some that have the exact opposite, that are you could be doing it for hours.
The
And
boys!
they're here.
The boys are here!
Read 3D again recently.
Ooh, in 3D?
Yes, in my Oculus Quest 3. Do you, producer, you know who wrote Dread?
I should know it. Decisions when I put my camera up.
Don't have to look at your screen at this moment. Don't look over.
Don't look over at my screen at this moment.
I think you might actually.
I'm gonna be sad.
No, you might actually.
Do I not know this?
No, you do. You knew it at one time, but there's been a lot of reason to reevaluate your relationship to this person. It's Alex Garland. He was Danny Boyle's. He was a novelist first.
Right.
Then he was a screenwriter for his own novel, with the Beat. And then he, made Danny Boyle seem better than he was. And then, he's also said that either Civil War or his next movie is his last, and he's just going back to writing. He prefers just writing. What he's doing, Alec? Mr. Garland.
Saying it. Please keep directing.
Yeah, I can't wait to go see Civil War, guys. I'm so ready.
Okay, I think we got this one. Ooh, oh my gosh, decisive. He and John were together.
I really, your pose is so
They have the same
so sassy and badass.
background and little combination. Listen, base defender. It's not a gold. You don't get gold for that.
You're gonna do one more. You're gonna stop right here.
One
I still
more.
have a dab to do.
One more.
All right, our producer's got one more. We'll switch back to the other camera as we do ourselves a dab, say goodnight, hang out, talk about some upcoming stuff. Next week's the pre-420 week. We're going to be doing a lot of streaming for that. Preparation for
Holy Week.
Holy Week.
Or Stony Week.
Stony Week.
Or 20 Week. We're workshopping this live.
Clearly.
Yeah.
It would be awkward if we had worked on that one before. If that was like, a lot of that was after hours of deliberation. We came up with Stony Week. We really did. You know what? That's giving ourselves too much credit. You guys got this. You're gonna end on a win. It's gonna feel so fresh. I don't know what moment.
Don't go there.
Here we go again.
Oh, they got...
He's ready to. They are gonna do a Monoe 3.
Are you... I don't know whether you're... Are you being serious?
It is the first Monoe, yeah. That will be in outer space.
Silly. Are they coming for me? I'm coming for you. You're coming for me. I'm coming for you. Come here, purple guy. They have not. They've really not filled in their base. There is still a full 90 seconds for base filling, but
Really.
anything else.
Yeah, that's right. Classes that have a street. And I look for every excuse to use them. But it's the future.
We might have gotten them where we needed them.
Yeah, you guys are both. Yeah.
No.
No, yes, but the music has nothing to do with how I know. I'm just
Right.
waiting for it to catch up here because it's a little behind. We've got a
Oh, you
tape
got
delay.
you got lag on there too.
You guys did end with a W?
We ended with a W.
Hell yeah!
I went 3-3-3.
I mean, hell yeah!
Oh yeah, he's laconic. I'm stopping.
Nixie.
Nixie, I think I know you have a very very deep appetite for Splatoon. We will try to continue to fill it, but it will be on a future date.
Yeah. Hey, Nixie, thanks so much for playing. Sorry I wasn't at my my game on my best on a good. I wasn't playing good.
You're not
But-
talking good either.
No, I'm talking great.
Oh, he's talking great.
There's no understanding.
I'm just not. Let's see. Are you gonna switch us over?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let him click that button.
I'll take my time.
But you'll be really cool about it.
I don't know any other way to be. Damn, that is a vision of the future. It really is a vision of the future. It's like looking at a. It's like looking at it's like having a VR headset, but less impressive, but certainly less annoying. So
Crispy Nachos said, I feel what you mean by not having to commit to a game. I usually play games where you start from a low start and have to work your way into the levels, which can get really immersive. And when I die, ... It sucks.
I sometimes lose my appetite for gaming, so I can see the positive to short games. Yes, there's so many positives to short games. We are on a
Excuse me.
we're in a weird place with the length of games, especially in the traditional game space.
How long is a Fortnite game?
Oh, a single.
15?
Well, it doesn't have to have a.
It can be.
Well, it does have a definitive end because it's a constantly like shrinking circle or whatever. So I guess but it ends
right,
before
because
that.
it's like player.
I'm gonna guess that they're like half an hour usually somewhere, but I don't really know.
But I guess half the players are playing for 1/3 of that time,
Yes, I mean, yeah, I would say
or
even less.
even
Yeah.
less.
It's very half the players are dead within like 3 minutes, and then it's just like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a dab. I forgot to turn this on, but thankfully it doesn't take very long to heat up.
So not a lot of.
I might need to
Not a
invest
lot,
in a
too.
new piece. People seem to think that it was the insufficient air flow through the percolator that might be causing our problems of not clearing. It's been a long day. It's been a long day here.
How many miles did you walk today?
Not as many as yesterday.
You
But I
walked,
can look
you
right
walked
now.
like almost 15 miles yesterday?
Not that many. Thank God. No,
Or like.
I like
Oh,
Like
12.
like, yeah.
11 or 12.
Yeah.
That's right. I was thinking the 11 plus 3. Yeah. No.
Only 9.5 today.
Only 9.5 miles today.
God
How
damn.
many steps is that?
19,298.
You didn't quite make it to 20K.
The night is not young.
No, the night's quite old.
What is? Oh, I can look at it through the stream. We've got
Good 20 minutes for that Nacho says for Crispy says. I think that
Gotcha.
answers my Fortnite question. Thank you for the knowledge. That's how unconnected we are to Fortnite.
Yes.
I guess-
We were talking about game links, and I just got.
what's another good short game? Smash Brothers. When you
Well, it depends
you
also what we're
kick
talking
my
about.
ass.
A game in which the round, it's a competitive game where each
set
round
time.
is short, or is you referring to a single player experience or something that doesn't have a bloated runtime, which that's what I was referring to when I was like, single player games these days are
'Cause it's a-
weirdly as long as they've ever been, if not longer. People, there's been that was not the trajectory for the longest time. Games got shorter and shorter and shorter, and then sort of very quickly, single player game lengths started to balloon in that very particular highest, biggest expense games, your AAA budgets and things. I think my dab is ready, so let's dedicate this dab to everyone. I'm sorry, I'm stealing this from the producer. She came up with this thing. It's great. I abused the hell out of it, but it's Friday night. It's for everybody. It's for Nixie, our teammate. It's for our producer, also our teammate, our great co-host, excellent producer. For Crispy, for everybody, whoever's out there. Thanks for hanging out. Let's do one of these, and then let's say have a wonderful Friday night.
Does Crash Bandicoot count as short?
Yeah, I think all of those would. Now, Naughty Dog's current type games, they're,
The opposite.
The Last of Us Part 2 is more than 20 hours long. I'm not complaining, but Uncharted 2 was probably 9 hours long. And Crash Bandicoot 1 was probably, I don't know, I can't remember it depends how good you were at Crash Bandicoot, right? That's the thing with something like that. Crash Bandicoot, if you're amazing, if you're incredible, you could make it through it in probably less than an hour. But if you are terrible, you could never see the end.
From 1 hour to infinite.
It's a much different design type where, you could really not progress through video games if you didn't possess the requisite Twitch skills. Naughty Dog's come a long way in that regard too. Thanks everybody. Let's do this last dab. It's been awesome hanging out with people on Friday night. Give us a cherry on at the end here if you want to do this.
Yeah, because we forgot the cherry on top.
Yeah,
at the
will
beginning.
you give us a nice little cherry on top while I do this? I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be a weird one. Or not? It's not weird. It's beautiful. It's free. I'm gonna give a cherry to spring blossoms. Just look at the flowers. They're blooming. It's spring. It's amazing. I will admit there's a little purple shaped part of my heart that is reserved for wisteria, the growing vine that has these blooms that look kind of like they're light purple grape clusters. Like they sort of have that same like flowing triangle of blooms.
Looks like grapes made of lavender.
Yeah, like grapes made of lavender. I just love wisteria. It's like one of my favorite things to see out in the world.
Dude, this was such a great suggestion. I love it. I mean,
and cherry blossoms, cherry on top, cherry blossoms. Oh my god, I'm like, gosh, hobbies. I mean, it's not a hobby, but I'm subscribed to so many newsletters. I'm subscribed to an obscene number of newsletters, but one of my favorites is once a week on Fridays. Comes from a little farm in Tennessee. I think it's, what is it called? The Good Spirits Farm, I think. Former journalist is running a farm, and she posted the apple blossoms on her farm, which were gorgeous. And she had I think she had a similar take. She said like, oh, you know, like, if you've seen the Grand Canyon, that's great. Like, but have you ever seen the apple blossoms in the spring? And the pictures were gorgeous of the apple blossoms.
our producer says for our cherry on top and as our last little
Spring
recognition,
blooms.
go out and touch some grass, look at
Touch-
some flowers.
Touch grass. We were talking touch grass last night.
This is with your eyes.
Yes. Touch grass with your eyes and look
And
at
then
the
let the
and look at
grass-
the blooms.
Touch your soul.
Wow.
Damn.
Whoa.
Poetry.